With this 100K hack, you can get approved for high limit credit cards, big auto loans, and large personal loans. And the thing about it is you can have no credit or bad credit. Now you have hope and the ability to get approved even if you have horrible credit just by using these hacks that I'm about to give you. What's going on, Big Bang family? It's your boy Big Bang Joe, and today we're gonna be talking about how you can get high limits and large car loans and large personal loans with Navy Federal, even if you have good credit, bad credit, or no credit. But before we get started, if you're new here, make sure you leave a comment down below and let me know that you're new here. Not only do you need to let me know that you're new here, you need to smash that like button, punch that subscribe button, and turn on notification bells because y'all know I drop content just like this, just for y'all, because I love putting y'all on game, or I don't like leaving y'all in the dark. And as y'all know, I don't like my time being wasted, so I'm not here to waste yours. So we're gonna get right into it. So Navy Federal is called the house of high limits, so people are flocking to it just so they can get a high limit credit card, so they can get an auto loan with bad credit, so they can get a personal loan. Maybe they're in need of it. But obviously to do any of this, you need to join Navy Federal Credit Union. So you wanna go join the credit union. You can do this by calling up the credit union and asking them if you qualify to join. Here's how you qualify to join. You have to be military affiliated, meaning your aunt is in the military, your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, right? And the thing about it is they can be deceased or alive. They can still be here or be no longer with us, and you can join. And they don't necessarily have to be a member of Navy Federal for you to join, okay? Also, you can use somebody's access number. When you join Navy Federal, you have an access number. If they give you your access number, you can use their access number to join. And you don't necessarily have to be in the Navy. You can be in any branch, whether you're in the Army, whether in the Air Force, so on and so forth. Another way people can get in is if you live or have the same address as somebody that's already in, whether they're a family member or not. Okay, so that's another way you can get in. And I also have a video that I will link in the description about how you can get a Navy Federal without being military affiliated. So go tune into that if you're looking to do that, or if you didn't meet the criteria that I just described. So a lot of people are talking about the 100K hack that you use so that you can get these high limits with Navy Federal or get approved for different things with Navy Federal. And that's by getting a saving secured loan, AKA the pledge loan. I've made several videos on this before, but I just wanted to recap everything in this video. And I really recommend people that have bad credit to join Navy Federal and use this. And also people that's new to credit, because this is gonna jumpstart your credit profile because you're building that relationship with Navy Federal, and it's gonna give you access to multiple products with them. So the pledge loan ranges from $250 all the way up to $100,000, okay? But you don't necessarily have to do $100,000. If you have money just lying around that you can utilize, use it. Because the thing about it is you can get this money right back. So using it is gonna help you tremendously. So also this pledge loan is gonna be a soft pull to your credit. So like I said, it's not gonna give you a hard inquiry. If you have bad credit or no credit, it doesn't matter. It's just a soft pull to your credit, and it's not gonna ding your credit whatsoever. So you can have bad credit or no credit and still get approved for this pledge loan. So what is a pledge loan? A pledge loan is basically you borrowing against your own money. Like I said, it ranges from $250 all the way up to $100,000. So what you would do is you will put $250 in if you're trying to go to the minimum amount, you don't have that much money, or $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever amount, all the way up to $100,000, and you will put it in your Navy Federal savings account. And you will call up a representative and you'll ask them to start a saving secured loan, AKA the pledge loan. And once you do that, they will take the money out your savings, and then they'll proceed to loan that money back to you. So you're basically borrowing against your own money. And the reason why people do this is because this is helping you build a relationship with Navy Federal Credit Union. Navy Federal is a relationship bank, meaning they go off relationships. Most banks go off your credit. Although Navy Federal goes off your credit, they also go off the relationship you have with them, which internally builds an internal score with them. And then the internal score with Navy Federal ranges from 100 to 450, okay? You can start to build that by building a relationship. This is by making deposits with Navy Federal, right? Opening up different accounts, opening up a savings, opening up a checking, and changing whatever direct deposit you have with your job to whatever bank, changing it to Navy Federal. This is also gonna boost your internal score. I always recommend people to start a pledge loan so that you can start building those data points with Navy Federal. okay? And then you eventually can build your internal score up to at least 300. And once that score is up to 300, you'll be able to qualify for multiple products with them, even if you have bad credit, right? Because with Navy Federal, it's like a clean slate. So when you start this pledge loan, what you want to do is once they loan the money back to you, you want to pay off 90% of the loan. So if you put in, let's say you put in $1,000, right? Put in $1,000 and they loan you back $1,000. You want to pay off $900. And the beauty of you paying back $900 is that money is going to come back into your account. So if you lost access to that $1,000, you can pay back $900 and you'll get the money right back, right? It's not gonna be instant. It's gonna take about a business day, but you will get the money back and you'll have access to use it. Not only that, but the reason why you wanna pay 90% off is because when it reports to the credit bureau, it's gonna show that you have paid majority of your loan off, which is showing that you are a responsible person. So you showing that you're a responsible person is not only showing Navy Federal that you're responsible, but it's showing the credit bureau. So it's gonna essentially boost your credit score and help you build that relationship with Navy Federal. And it's gonna add an installment loan to your personal credit report. Now, when this loan reports 90% paid off, it's also gonna show that you don't have a large amount owed to this loan. So it's not gonna affect your debt to income ratio. So like if you wanna apply for a home or a car, it's gonna show that, okay, well, he paid most of this loan off, so he doesn't owe or she doesn't owe that much money left on that loan. So with this pledge loan, when you pay 90% off of it, they have different terms, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months, okay? So when you pay that 90% off, you still have a term left. But when you pay it off, it's gonna actually be paid for those months in advance. So if you have a 12-month term and you pay off 90% of it, it's gonna essentially pay off 11 months in advance, right? After you do that, it's gonna pay it off in advance, so you don't have to worry about paying for those months later on. But you do wanna put it on auto pay so that when those last payments come around, when those 11 months pass by, it can get paid off automatically, right? And because you don't want to miss a payment up until that point, because you want the history, right, which is the 12 months that's added to your credit, but you also want to make sure you make that payment when the term is up. You want to make sure you make that last payment, so you want to put it on auto pay so you don't have to stress about it. You don't want to have late payments, right? Because if you have bad credit, you don't want to add any more negatives on your credit report, right? You want to start over with a clean slate. Again, Navy Federal, they're going to trust you with the relationship you're building with them. You don't want to tarnish that relationship with them. You already have bad credit. So now that you got the pledge loan, you're building those data points for Navy Federal, you want to do other things like make deposit, use multiple products, use your savings accounts, deposit money regularly into your account. Even if you have bad credit, you can get a secured credit card, which is essentially the same as a secured loan, but on a credit card, and you can have bad credit and get it. So with the secured card, you just put $200 in your savings and they'll just loan it back to you on a credit card. And you can use that credit card month after month. And eventually you'll be able to get pre-approved for an actual unsecured credit card. And Navy Federal is the house of high limits. So you can get approved for $20,000, $25,000, all the way up to $80,000 on credit cards, even if you have bad credit. And you don't necessarily have to start off with that limit. The good thing on Navy Federal is they have the option to do credit limit increases after the first 91 days. So after the first 91 days, you can get an increase, and every 6 months after that, you can continue to get increases. And they do increases in $8,000 increments, up to $8,000 increments. So that's the beauty of that. So you can start off with a low limit and increase it over time. And the good thing about the secured card is after a certain amount of time of using it, it will unsecure into a cash rewards credit card, which will allow you to have an unsecured credit card, and you're building data points in Navy Federal, which causes you to have a good relationship with them. Not only can you get a secured card, make deposits, get a pledge loan, you can get something called a certificate of deposit, which will also help you build those data points with Navy Federal. And if you do all these things I just mentioned, with Navy Federal, they do have a credit card pre-approval. So you can actually test the waters after you had a pledge loan for about 3 months, maybe had a secured card for 3 months or so, and you can actually see if you're pre-qualified for different credit cards. They'll actually pre-qualify qualify you for credit cards so you can know that you have the highest chance of getting approved before you actually apply. And it's a soft pull to your credit. And right, like I said, Navy Federal is using your internal score. They're going off your internal score. So guess what? If you build this relationship and do everything I just told you, you have a high chance of having many options like the flagship card, like the cash rewards card, like the gold rewards card, like the platinum card. You might have all of them as an option to go for. So now you have the highest chances of getting approved for auto loans, personal loans, credit cards, and even mortgages. Navy Federal is the full package. I have so many videos of me getting approved for 50,000 auto loans, for $20,000 credit cards. I've reached my max limit with Navy Federal with credit cards for building a relationship and continually asking for increases. I reached the max limit, so it's possible for anybody, right? I was able to do that at 21 years old. So you guys can do the same exact thing. There's plenty of people with bad credit, high utilization, maxed out credit cards getting approved for auto loans with them just because they built that relationship and they haven't tarnished that relationship with Navy Federal, okay? So everybody watching this video, if I gave you positive and valuable information, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, Big Bang Joe, you just put me on game, right? If you've used this strategy before, let me know, right? If you're planning on doing this and I just put you on game, please leave a comment down below. I appreciate all y'all watching. Make sure y'all tune in to my other videos because again, I have hundreds of videos showing you guys and proof that I do this and showing you guys that it works, all right? So if y'all enjoyed this content, I appreciate y'all, right? We on the road to 10K. We've growing really, really fast over the span of a couple of months, and I appreciate everybody watching. But always remember, the top ain't going nowhere. You just got to get there. Let's get it.
Had to go and get it. Steady grinding just behind the scene. I've been on a mission. Gotta touch him by any means.
Said we can go high for